Hi guys, welcome back to the Tech Chat. Now, are you better off with a desktop PC or a laptop? As you'd expect, there's loads of things to consider, but the main question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to be using it for? If you're a big gamer, I would definitely recommend a desktop PC like I've got under my desk connected to this ultra-wide monitor. If I'm honest, and some people will disagree, I don't really get gaming laptops like this Asus back here. The benefit of a gaming laptop over a desktop is portability, but pretty much you'll always have it plugged in to a power outlet anyway when playing games. So if you're a fan of gaming laptops, do let me know in the comments below. I'd be keen to hear your thoughts. But in my eyes, they're difficult to upgrade, they offer poor battery life, and they're usually pretty heavy and of course incredibly expensive. You can get a more powerful desktop with a Skylake i5, 8GB of RAM, maybe a GTX 970 or upcoming 1070, and all the other bits and bobs like a case, monitor, Windows 10 and peripherals for a third less. You'd have enough money left over to get yourself a cheap laptop or maybe an iPad mini. Desktop PCs are much more future-proof since they can be easily upgraded. Most laptops like these are limited to changing maybe the hard drive, the RAM perhaps, but more substantial upgrades are very difficult if not impossible. Desktop PCs, on the other hand, are really easy to give a quick upgrade by slotting in more RAM or a new graphics card, or just completely overhauling it with a new motherboard, processor and power supply. It can be a little bit daunting for some, but there are loads of great guides out there, and it's good to know you do have the option to upgrade if in a few years it starts to get a bit slow. But desktops as we know it, these big and bulky tower PCs that sit on or under your desk, aren't really the only option. Intel's next unit of computing, or NUC PCs, are incredibly small and compact, and surprisingly powerful and pretty cheap too. They're what's called bare bones computers because you have to add your own RAM, storage and Windows, but you can buy a Skylake i5 NUC for around £350 or $375, and all in, after you do add those extras, it'll be around £550 or $600, which is very reasonable for a good spec little PC that you can easily put in your backpack and take to the office. Now let's say you're a graphic designer, video editor, or a creative sort, perhaps like a YouTuber. I think a MacBook Pro or maybe a Dell XPS 13 or 15-inch laptop with the latest i7 processors, 8 or 16GB of RAM, and a nice IPS screen for color accuracy is your best bet. You can work on the train, use it in bed, take it to meetings, and if you need extra screen real estate, you can always hook it up to an external monitor. Of course, laptops like the MacBook Pro don't come cheap. It's sort of, £1,000, £1,200. It's a lot of money, but mid-range laptops do exist. But for around $500 or $600, there are some great options like the Asus ZenBook UX305. How about if you're a 3D artist or a professional filmmaker and require a lot more processing power for rendering? Well, you're going to want an i7 processor, maybe one of the Intel's Hexa or even octa-core processors. Nvidia's Quadro graphics cards are optimized for CUDA, so you want one of those. And RAM, lots of RAM, maybe up to 32GB will be useful for certain memory-intensive tasks. So this would be really suited to a desktop PC, which you can easily upgrade, or perhaps a Mac Pro if you're invested in the Apple ecosystem. Having said that, my brother, who is a CAD designer, uses this Dell Precision 5510 laptop, which works great for him. It's pretty much the same size as the Dell XPS 15, Infinity Edge bezel and all. It has all the horsepower he needs to run Autodesk software, SolidWorks and other 3D programs. So that's all pretty high-end stuff, but what if you're, say, just a student, or maybe you just want to watch Netflix, browse the web, use Office apps, nothing too intense? Well, maybe a hybrid device like a Surface Pro would be a good option, although again, that's pretty expensive. Lenovo Yoga laptops are good for getting some work done with the adjustable screen, also makes it great for watching stuff as well. But these hybrids or 2-in-1s tend to be a little bit less powerful, except perhaps for the higher end Surface Pro 4 models, for example. But the rest, they're better for content consumption rather than creation. So again, it depends what you're planning on using it for. But many of them are reasonably priced. Take the iPad Pro, for example. You can get it for around £450, and it offers a much nicer screen and generally better user experience than any similarly priced laptop. Although, of course, you are then restricted by iOS software and then mobile apps. But for watching TV, browsing the web, and maybe doing a little bit of office work, a tablet or a hybrid would be a good option. If you're all about practicality or you want something good and professional for the office, a Lenovo ThinkPad laptop will be best suited. They don't look the nicest in my opinion, but they are reliable, reasonably priced, and powerful enough to do anything you need at the office. If you're really on a budget, a Chromebook like the Asus Chromebook Flip or Toshiba Chromebook 2 are good options. They're ultra portable and great for web browsing and office work, but they do rely on Google's Chrome OS, which is almost entirely cloud-based, so for gaming or offline apps, they're not the most suitable. Now, if you are thinking of buying a desktop, you do of course have to consider all the extras like a monitor, and monitors can cost anything from £100 to £1,000. But a decent 24-inch full HD monitor should only set you back, around £150, maybe $200. And if you don't have the most powerful PC, the full HD is probably the best resolution as well, since it won't make a huge impact on game frame rates. It's also a good size monitor as an external or second display if you do just have a laptop and you want to HDMI or DisplayPort out to get some extra screen real estate. So this has just been a little guide to help you choose which kind of computer you should buy. Most of the time though, it will come down to your budget and of course what you plan to use it for. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoy my videos, please do like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you again right here on the Tech Chat.